Hey everyone, last 3 weeks I haven't been working much on the game. I've spent in total about 8 hours just working on this new inventory system. What I've done with this video is showed the whole progress. So it's that 8 hours or so of development sped up into 20 or so minutes. And yeah, kind of highlighted the steps. So this video now is the final result when I finished it. There's still work to do, but for now it's just this. So yeah, this video is just showing the coding and everything. In this section here, I was just trying to get the inventory set up instead of that big pop-up screen to just a smaller side one. And this is the size of the menu I went with. And then here I started working on the gun equip stuff that went with the inventory. I already half did it, but yeah, I wanted to add a bit more, and then was testing like the dynamic, adding up to 8 guns and things. Yeah, so just wanted to do all that as well, but got a bit sidetracked with it. This one here, I was working on adding the background selection for each gun. And this was when you click the inventory slot, it would equip the gun. So I started working on that functionality. I then started working on the slider and its functionality to move the objects up and down. So this was already stuff I'd built. I just pretty much reused it for here. after that, I started working on the images for the back. So instead of that, darker blue texture, I wanted to try and get this comic book torn page look, which if you watch later on, I changed that anyway, but I thought it looked all right, but it wasn't exactly what I wanted. In most of the next parts, it's just basically adding all the gun details to the selection in the inventory. So the gun name, the rarity, its stats, things like that, and then getting the positioning right of the text. So yeah, that took a little bit. With MonoGame, it's like, it keeps changing the vector to and trying to find the right position for it, which it takes a little bit, but in the end, I got it into places I want. in this part here, I kind of got sidetracked again and started to work on the bullets textures. I wanted them more cartoony. So yeah, started to work on that. So in this section here, what I was doing was creating the images of the guns in the inventory. And the only way I could think of to get them to be exactly like the gun was to use the gun's 3D model and take a picture of them in Blender from the side. And then, yeah, doing editing in Photoshop. But yeah, so for any new guns I'll just do this, I think, unless I can figure an easier way. But yeah, there's only the 4 guns here, so I just did it for these 4, and it came out all right, so yeah, just went with that. So at this point, I had most of the images and the background and all that of the inventory that I wanted. The text was in the positions, so it's pretty close to what I wanted. So at this point, I got the inventory to stay the same level as it was in Battle Court. But what I really have been wanting to do and never was able to solve properly was to get the partial draw. So when you scroll the buttons up and down, when it gets to close to the top and bottom, I'll stop drawing it. But what I've wanted to do is add a partial draw so that you only see the section of the button that's still in the display box area. So this section here, I've finally started adding the functionality and get it working. And I did it for the inventory. I did it for the selection screens. So I was really happy to get this working. But yeah, basically it's drawing only part of the button or image that's in the display area when it's near the bottom or the top, and it's still clickable, which is the important part. So yeah, that's this section here. And then the only thing left to do was the same for the image of the gun and the text. The text was a bit different. I just got in the text manager class I've built it. You can get the source or the text width and height. So just using the text height and then built a wrapper for the sprite draw to only draw if it was in the bounds of the object that you pass in. So yeah, and then that was it. And then in this section, I was just adding the equip button and its functionality to equip again instead of using the back image. Yeah, just added a specific button for it and then repositioning the DPS and all that text. And this is the final result again, as it is currently. So I still have a bunch to do, like the equipped gun on the HUD, so you can see what guns you have equipped, and then the unequip, which sends it back to inventory. So that's next. But I've already started working on something else that I'm pretty excited to show in the next video, but I've added cell shading for most of the 3D models. But yeah, that's it for this video, and this is the rest of the functionality.